welcome to the first QPR Preview Show of 2024. It's a new year. I have a new microphone, so hopefully that's improved anybody's sound issues that they maybe had. But it's the same old QPR letting us down. We knew the Christmas fixtures looked tricky, but QPR could only muster 1 point from 12, only one goal scored. Not much Christmas cheer to be found at all, Dave.
No, it was a standard QPR Christmas, wasn't it? It was pretty dreadful. I mean, I think we've hoped for like at least 4 points minimum, and what did we get? One. I mean, it's pretty terrible, really. The last 6 games has been bad. I think was that 2 points from 6 games. We got ourselves in a position to get out of this, and they've just completely collapsed again. It was so frustrating. Ipswich draw was all right, but even that, I thought they should have won that game. Ipswich had a lot of players out missing and didn't play very well on the night, and we just didn't seem brave enough to go and win it. And then, it's for me, it's the Millwall and the Cardiff games that have done for us. I mean, it's just two poor teams we played against, and we gifted them wins. We were dreadful in both games and left ourselves in a massive hole now. They're in a. We wanted to be in touch by January. We're cut adrift again now. Even Sheffield Wednesday are above us, so it don't look good.
No, it felt like you're saying all the performances were in the wrong games because we put up a good account of ourselves against Southampton before Christmas and Ipswich. If we'd performed like that against Cardiff and Millwall, we probably would have more points on the board. It's just ridiculous how inconsistent we are. And the lack of goals, it just feels worse than ever, doesn't it? 2 goals now in the last 6 games. One of them was an own goal. And it's not like the opposition goalkeepers in the games are playing out of their skin. In most of the games, it feels to me like QPR could still be playing now and wouldn't have scored. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, we've been saying all season about the lack of goals. We didn't really create much in any of the games that stands out. I agree with you. We played well against Southampton and Ipswich, but didn't really look like scoring in either game. I think a point was the best we would have got against Southampton, and just against Cardiff, for me, it's just a lack of bravery on the ball from the midfield. They just seem so terrified to pass forward. Apart from Dixon Bonner, who at least plays with his head up a bit and tries to move the ball forward. The amount of times against Cardiff that they played out, they gave it to Dizelle, he just went back to the centre half again. It's like, no, turn and go forward. Jimmy Dunn must have touched the ball about 1,000 times in the first half. It's like, he doesn't want the ball. You need to start moving up the pitch, getting the wide players in the game, and they just don't do it. They look all right when they're playing against teams that stand off us and expect to hammer us. We play quite well in them games, but when there's a bit of pressure on us, there's just not enough bravery in this team to go and create chances and go and make things happen.
No, you're right to highlight Dizelle as well. He's very much been frustrating over Christmas matches. And for me, I just don't think we need Dixon Bonner and Dizelle in the same team. It's like having the same player twice. Just means we have too much of the ball, but not where we need it in the key areas to try and score a goal. Lyndon Dykes as well. I've lost my patience with him now a little bit, really. Do you think it's maybe best to sell him if we can in January and just go down another route? Because we keep waiting for him to go on like a hot streak. It's just not looking like it's ever going to happen again for him at QPR.
Oh, if they can get money for him, then they'll snap their hands off, surely, if they get a chance. The best he played over those 4 games was when he played in midfield against Ipswich. He actually looked all right there. Put him back up front against Cardiff, he was hopeless again. I mean, I don't know with him, he's one of them. We keep saying on here, he scores a goal and then you never see, doesn't score again for 3 months. It's like, you can't have that as your main centre forward. And it's criminal that they've put themselves in a position where he is your main forward, and he has been for 3 years now. And he's been pretty poor in all 3 seasons. You just think, how has it come to this? And sadly, you look at it and think if he was picking our best 11 for the next game, he's probably going to start, and that's how bad that squad is. That he's probably you're still your number one choice.
Yeah, I do think it is time, if they can, to go down another route and try and do something, because the lack of goals, it's not just 1 goal a game. It's 1 goal every 2 or 3 games if we're lucky at the moment. So something has to change. The manager is coming for a bit of stick, I noticed, for some of the performances, his lineups, subs, etc. Is it justified?
Not really, I don't think. I mean, I think we've seen enough under the last few managers to know you can move players here or there, you can make the odd change. It doesn't really make a difference. They just keep losing. Arguably the Cardiff game, I personally would have kept Dixon Bonner on. I thought he was playing all right. I thought Adoma coming on, didn't work, and you had to move Smith in the middle because that something didn't work. But yeah, I looked at that bench for the Cardiff game and what he had available, and what other than Armstrong, what was he going to do? What was going to change it from that bench? Armstrong tends to struggle when teams sit deep, which Cardiff did. So I don't think he'd have made much of an impact. I just feel for him, really. He had a good impact at first, but they've just gone back to their old ways, a lot of these players, what they were doing last year under Critchley, Beale and Ainsworth, and under Warburton as well, some of them. They just go very safety first, and they don't seem to need much of an excuse to throw the towel in. All right, Cardiff, you're missing Chair and Willock. That's a big blow. Get on with it. You haven't lost the best player in the world here. They're both good. They both played at Millwall and were pretty rubbish. Just get on with it. And they just seem to accept defeat before anything's happened.
Yeah, I imagine it's going to be a big month for him to try and shift as much of the squad as he can. I don't know what they're going to be able to do, but you'd like to maybe see 5 or 6 out, 5 or 6 in, just to try and change things around, wouldn't you? I think the only positive we can take from Christmas really is that we haven't fallen too far behind Huddersfield. It could have been a lot worse. It was a 2-point gap before Christmas. It's now 4. But I think we have to almost take that as a positive when you think that we only got 1 point. Other teams have pulled away though, haven't they? It looks again like 3 teams from 4.
Yeah, I mean, we had a chance Boxing Head to go above Millwall, I think, or at least level with Millwall. They're 11 clear of us now? We're not catching them anytime soon, are we? Yeah, we've left ourselves in a position where really it's only Huddersfield you're looking at. You look above and Birmingham, we're going to get a new manager. They'll be all right now, and they'll move away. It's a shame they sacked Rooney, isn't it? But Stoke have got a new manager. I think they'll pull away. So it doesn't leave us with much room. And Sheffield Wednesday have really picked up. You think they look like they're going to get out of it now. We're in a very tough position, and this month's just massive, isn't it? I mean, they've wasted the first of these home games. They really need to. They need to bring some players in. God knows how with the money situation, but they've got to bring players in, and they've got to win some of these home games. Otherwise, it's curtains.
Yeah, it's a massive month on and off the pitch for QPR, isn't it? At least we can put the league form to one side for this week and look forward to the FA Cup. And when I say look forward to it in QPR terms, how can we ever really look forward to the FA Cup given our horrific record? It's only 7 wins for QPR in the FA Cup since the turn of the century across all the rounds. It's Bournemouth's turn to beat us this year. We have met once before in the FA Cup back in 1967, QPR winning in the second round. We last played Bournemouth over 2 years ago now, December 2021. Feels much more recent than that to me. But they're now up in the Premier League, obviously, sitting 12th on a great run recently. Over the last 10 games in the Premier League form table, they sit next to Liverpool at the top of the form table. Pretty ominous opposition for QPR, Dave.
Yeah, I mean, they're flying at the minute. My brother-in-law's a Bournemouth fan, so he's loving life at the minute. It looked like they were going to go down earlier in the season, but they look quite comfortable now. I mean, I don't think it'd matter who we play. We could play a pub. So we lost to Vauxhall Motors once in the cup. So the opposition doesn't really matter at this stage, does it? Yeah, we don't have a great record in the cup, which is an understatement. I imagine he's, Chair's out, isn't he? You would have thought, and Willock, so it's going to be a second string team. I don't think the first string team will win, to be honest. So I'm not holding out much hope for this one.
No, I mean, they've got a win to break as well after this. They don't play for another 2 weeks until Sunday the 21st. So I know they probably will rotate a few players, but they don't really need to. And you'd think for them, survival looks pretty much like they're going to be safe this season. They're going to probably target a bit of cup success maybe this season. They've got the opportunity to do so, haven't they?
Yeah, definitely. There's no reason why they shouldn't be targeting that. They look pretty comfortable. They probably still need a few more wins to be sure of it. But you look at the bottom 4 or 5 in Premier League, they're not very good, are they? They're not going to get many points. I think they'll be fine. These sort of teams, I don't know why they don't go all in and try and get a cup run. I don't know what else you're playing for, really, if you just want to finish like 17th every year or whatever. So I imagine there'll be a reasonably strong side that they'll bring down. They've got quite a big away following coming as well, apparently. But yeah, like I said, I don't think it matters who QPR play in the cup. Was it Fleetwood this time last year? We made them look like Man City, so I'm not expecting a great deal.
No, literally, like you say, any team from any level would probably beat us. But on the bench against Tottenham last week, Bournemouth had Billing, Semenyo, Scott, Brooks, Mepham, to name but a few. Even if they do rotate, it's a tough-looking prospect for QPR. And from a QPR perspective, do you think our lack of form and putting ourselves, you said it at the start, in a real relegation scrap now, has made the cup less important this year?
It probably has. So I just I think he'll probably rotate a fair bit at the weekend and target that. Is in Watford game the following week, but we do need to get a bit of momentum from somewhere. You need to start winning games. Whether it's a cup game or against anyone. You know, so I'd like to see us have a go and try and win the game. It'd be a rare thing to see QPR win a game of football, wouldn't it? We don't win many of them, but like I said, I think he could pick our strongest 11, and they're not going to win. So yeah, be interested to see what he does.
Yeah, I thought the same before, actually. If we play our strongest team, we'd probably still lose. I just hope we don't get hammered, because I don't think that's going to do anything for already dwindling confidence. Looking at the QPR team, one change I think we probably all expect to see is Jake Clark-Salter rested. He's played 5 in a row in a short space of time as well. He was holding his hip, wasn't he, for long periods against Cardiff. Morgan Fox, you would assume, will start in his place. Anyone else you can see being rested or coming in, but you've already touched on it. We haven't really got that many options at the moment.
There's not that many options. You probably think Larkesh will start again. I'd like to see Coley start. I thought he did quite well against Cardiff, but he went off with a knock, so you don't know if he's going to be out. Maybe start Armstrong in the game. He hasn't started many at home the last few months, has he? So maybe give him a run out. But he's very limited to what he can do, to be perfectly honest. I think it'd be a pretty similar team to the one against Cardiff. There's not loads of players sitting on the bench or in the reserves waiting to come in, is there? This is it.
Yeah. Yeah, as much as I'd like to see us go full strength, I'd love a cup run as much as anybody. I can't see him playing the likes of Cook, Chair, Willock if they're carrying Niggles. So it is going to be into the second string that we're selecting from. Where do you stand on Jordan Archer being given a chance, not only because it's the cup, but because Begovic didn't really cover himself in glory with Cardiff's winner, did he?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind changing the keeper after what Begovic did at the weekend. That drove me mad. What was he thinking for that goal? Even when he come up for the free kick at the end, he had his head in someone's face and trying to shove him. It's like, just get on with the game, mate. What are you doing? We got seconds left. So yeah, I wouldn't be disappointed to see him left out. Yeah, you got Archer. Joe Walsh is on loan, and I don't think he's around at the minute. So maybe give Archer a run out. He usually plays in the cups, doesn't he? I think typical QPR. The one time we won a cup game, he got injured in it, didn't he? So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they do change keepers.
Yeah, I thought they would. Maybe only the reason they might not is it's Begovic's former club, isn't it? And he might want to play and perform well against them. But I do think Archer should be given a chance, because he didn't even play in the cup last year. But he played up at Fleetwood. Like you say, Ryan Colley, I'd like to see him start as well. But he went off, I think, after coming on, didn't he, against Cardiff? So potentially he's injured as well. It's not looking good for QPR really on any level right now. Before our predictions, a word on the transfer window. We've said it, but where you're looking for highlighting players, surely a huge month to try and save the season. What do you think we need?
Well, they need a lot, but I think they've got a target. They need the key ones is a midfield player, someone who can pass forward, and a forward who can score a goal. It's similar to where they were 2 years ago under Warburton when they brought in Johansson and Austin. They need 2 signings of that calibre to turn it around and stay up now. You've got to look at it. They've probably got to win another at least 8 games between now and the end of the season to have a chance. And what did we win 8 games in the whole of last year? So it's a big ask still. That's what they've got to be looking for. The trouble is every other club in the league, probably bar Leicester, is looking for a forward and an attacking midfield player, which is what we need. So we can't all get one. It's going to be difficult, but they've got to do something, because if they stick with this squad as it is, they're going to go down comfortably.
Yeah, I do. I agree. We need those positions. But someone put it on our forum, which was a good point. Is people really going to want to join us, given the position we've worked ourselves into? They're going to have the work cut out to get the reinforcements we need. Fingers crossed they can do it, because it does look like we are going to be heading for League One unless we can get some reinforcements through the door. Prediction time for the FA Cup. Now, we know QPR don't do FA Cups, as we've been touching on. But since our run to the FA Cup final 42 years ago, we've not beaten a team from the division above us. We've got a chance to do it this weekend. Can we do it?
No, I wouldn't have thought so. I think Bournemouth should win. I mean, whatever team they play out is going to be stronger than ours. I'll be surprised if we get anything here. Hopefully we can cause an upset and build some momentum, but I can't see anything other than a Bournemouth win here, really.
No, neither can I. I just hope we at least make it competitive. Like I said before, just don't take a massive humbling defeat. We've said it, both of us, a full strength QPR. I wouldn't even have that much confidence. So let's just see how we go. You just can't see QPR scoring enough goals in any game to win, never mind against Bournemouth. So not the most positive show. It's just show to start the year, I'm afraid. We'll be back next week, though, to preview the televised clash against Watford. Happy New Year, and come on your horse.
We know who we are. You know who we are. We are QPR.